All right, everybody. Good evening. Happy Monday. It's Monday, May 4th. May 4th. Great to be with you. So, hope you all had a great weekend. I had a great weekend. Got out. I think we had a fantastic, actually, one of the best kind of training gatherings of our team in the history of OneTeamWorx on Saturday. Many of you were there. It was totally awesome. And as I kind of told y'all, like, as we ended that, to go out and do something for yourself. So hopefully you took some time for yourself over this weekend, just to do something. I went out a couple buddies, played some golf myself on Sunday. I'm still not that good, but I had a great time. And here we are going into the month of May. So let me just start up by saying this, guys, and I really mean this. It's time to paddle. Like, how many surfers? Type a 1 if you're a surfer. If you've surfed before, or let's just say you caught a wave before and you know what the power of catching a wave is and what a buzz it is, right? We got some surfers here. Boogie boarders, Jessica, nice. Okay. Well, look, in the proverbial world of business, network marketing, it is time to paddle. And we've some of you may be brand new. I mean, every single day I'm seeing a new name, I'm seeing a new face that's showing up. And if you're brand new, it's still time to paddle for you as well. But as a team, what our objective is to do over the next 90 days is to put OneTeamWorx into momentum. And the decision that I think each and every one of us have is, what role do we want to play? Like, what kind of ride do we want to have on the wave that this team is going to create? I think that's a question you want to be thinking, to yourself. It's pretty exciting. So with that said, look, our goal this month for each and every one of you, and for ourselves for that matter, is to either advance the story that you created in April or create a story in May. Okay, it's one or the other. So for those of you who were with us in April, you had the full month of April, which means you took advantage of the BOGO, all the growth it had. There was some rank advancements. How many of you advanced your stuff and created a story in April? Type of 2, okay? So in other words, if you created a story in April for yourself, and it could be like the check you have coming this week, maybe it was just over the last 2 weeks you got involved, bunch of 2s there. Let's see the 2s, okay? Congratulations. Honestly, congratulations to all of you who created that story in April. Your goal is to advance it, right? Your goal is to advance it. Now, if you're brand new, or maybe you didn't create quite the story you wanted to create in April, and you want to create a story in May, type a 3. Type a 3 in here. Let's see, we got Teresa. Oh yeah, Tiana. Ken. Cool. You had a story in April. Ken, what are you talking about, buddy? You want to advance your story and create a story on top of it. You guys get what I'm saying, right? Like if you're engaged in April and you had a story and you advanced your business and you want to advance it, you want to double or triple it again in May, that's good. That's good. It just may take a different approach. It may take a broader list. It may take some more people, stuff like that. But that's our objective, for the month. And so what we're going to do on tonight's mastermind is we do have a guest who has a really fast-growing business, someone who's been really, pretty successful in this space in the past, has a lot of passion for what we're doing. I'm going to bring her on in a couple moments. But what I want to do ahead of time is, you know how, like, have you ever heard the story, Master the Mundane? I mean, not the story, Mastermind. Like, it's not a story. It will become a story. But like the concept of mastering the mundane, like the real simple basics, that's what this business is about, guys. It really is. So no matter where you are in the process, that's what it's really about. And I think there's like 4 or 5 core pieces that we as individuals, if you really want to succeed in network marketing, you really want to succeed with My Daily Choice, you're going to have to master these. Now, I'm not going to go into a super deep dive. I'm going to try to keep this super kind of low IQ and to the point. But it's important that we keep on saying this stuff because it's interesting. I did a bunch of connect calls over the weekend with people that got enrolled, people that are really excited. And I found that it was like, we're doing a really good job of like, bringing people in and, getting them started right and stuff like that. but it's clear that we're still in the infancy stages of this thing. Like we're just 100 days into this thing. We're in the formulation stage. In the scope of the growth curve, of building a business, it's formula. The company may be out of formulation, but our team is in formulation, right? And so you have this formulation stage where you're just forming the basics. You're getting the basis of the people that are getting involved. We're getting our cadence down with what we do and how we do it. But it's really clear. But if you want to take your business, if you really want to succeed this, you want to get really good at it. So the first thing I'll talk about is the model that we're doing. Okay, I had this conversation just before, maybe Gordon and Daniel on here. I mean, we just had this discussion just before getting on here at a kind of a different Zoom, and I was talking about like it's all about what you want to see duplicate in this business. And so the modeling, I think, is like three things you got to consider with the model. The first piece is get paid as an executive. Get paid as an executive. Now, again, in very simple terms, the only way you can get paid as an executive in this business is that you have purchased 200 points of product in any particular month. That's what triggers it. You can't earn it. Okay, you actually have to come in as an executive, so 200 points in volume. And what that affords you the opportunity is to get paid a lot more money if you didn't. So in other words, if you're an executive, you get paid 50% on the personal enrollments of your new affiliates and customers, and you get paid 4 levels of jump starts. And the reason why that's so important is because that's the front end of the plan. And that's where you're going to create your biggest stories on the front end when you initially launch your business, initially talk to all the people, not all the people, but the initial group of people you're speaking to. Okay. So just remember that. Okay. And it's important. The piece that's really important is when you're speaking to people that, and it'll happen a lot of times with connect calls, with your up team and whatnot, but it's important to differentiate what the difference in pay is. Okay, I think it's a really important piece. Okay, the second part of the model is getting binary qualified. It's the 90-point triangle that we talk about. Okay, it's the 90-point triangle, and we talk about the power of 4. I mean, which we can go into, but when you kind of like get out of the gates on your business, but it's the 90-point triangle is most important. So whether you're a director or whether you're an executive, to stay qualified ongoing, you have to do 90 personal volume. Now you can get that 90 personal volume through retail customers, but I think we all know that we don't let friends pay retail. Like nobody lets friends pay retail, right? So they're going to come in as preferred customers anyhow. So that's not going to count. So you want to have a 90-point auto ship. Okay. So if any of you do not have a 90-point auto ship, that's something you definitely want to lock in today. Okay. So no matter where you are, even if you're a director, do that so you get, or at least locked in at the director pay at that level. Okay. That's the second piece of the model. The third piece of the model may stretch your mind a little bit. Okay. And if you're brand new, this is just the way you're going to see it from the beginning. Okay. From my perspective, it's 10 and 10. Both Dana and I enrolled, I don't know what your enrollments are at this point, Dana.
After, it's, I think in the 70s, maybe 73, 74.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not quite anywhere near. I'm like 40 something, but the point is, the model we want everybody to get out of the gate on is 10 and 10. If you do 10 and 10, you can talk about the next 10 and 10. Okay. But what I'm talking about is 10 people on the left, 10 people on the right. On your right leg, 10 people on the left leg, 10 people on the right leg. Okay. That's the model. Okay. 90-point triangle, get paid as an executive, 10 on your left, 10 on your right. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah? Cool. The second piece, and I'm not going to go deep into this because we did on Saturday, is the onboarding. This was another conversation I had earlier tonight where we were talking about the onboarding. We're not people dependent here. We're system dependent. Okay. And we know we're going to get better. I mean, we are striving for excellence with OneTeamWorx, and we're going to be adding, more support, more trainings, more resources to help you learn the skill sets to be an effective network marketer. We promise you. But what we do know is we have what will get you out of the gate right now in there. So everybody's doing a great job and adding people. The one thing I would really kind of urge you to pick up though is going into the announcement section and tagging people on the Getting Started training, especially for the new people. Because I just looked at the number of people that have been tagged relative to the number of people that have been brought in, you know, just in the last month alone. And there's a delta there, okay? And that's the onboarding piece. It's because we all know if you get the right person onboarded properly out of the gate, they also have a much better probability of succeeding and going out and doing what we teach people to do to kind of launch their business and get out of the gate, okay? And then lastly, before I just hand this over to Dana, you know, for the kind of the focal point of our call tonight, is I want everybody to think about curbing the fear of what people will think, okay? We're gonna talk, as time goes on here, one of the themes that we're gonna talk a lot about is the biggest thing that keeps people from excelling in life, in business, in all kinds of things, which is fear. Okay, we all go through it, right? We all go through it. Whether it's the people, you know, we're fearful of what people will think. We're fearful of getting objection. We're fearful, oh my gosh, I've never been in a business like this. How could I possibly reach out to that person? The fear of recruiting up, which is going to be a big piece of this thing. You'll hear a lot about that. I mean, that's a really important piece. And maybe Dana, maybe Tyler can maybe speak to that and the importance of it. The importance of recruiting up and not being concerned of what people think. Let me ask you a question. Type of 4 here, seriously, like type of 4, if you can relate to what I'm saying about fear. Like you may have sat down over this weekend and watched it, and maybe you did a little bit of a list. Okay, Marjorie, you got the 4 going. Yeah, you're cool. That was like the slow 4. That was like the lazy 4. Like, I'm not gonna type it. I'm just gonna show it. That was great. It's okay. It's okay. Look at these. There's a lot of 4s coming in, guys. Look, it's good. This is good, right? We're airing it out. Now we know there's a fear. Now we can push each other off the ledge a little bit here, okay? It doesn't matter what people think. As long as you're convicted, as long as your belief is in check with what you're doing and why you're doing it, as long as you believe, it doesn't matter what other people think. And the big differentiator is just getting the skill sets of being able to invite people in the proper way. And not all invitations are created equal, because not all people are created equal, right? So, yeah, I'm not going to pontificate too much on that, but that was just something I wanted to say because I want you to be thinking about it, because, you know, even Dana and I, you know, have a quote unquote chicken list that we probably need to break through and reach out to and all this kind of stuff. I mean, just to be honest, right? So we get it. We relate. We're just like you guys. You know, we're no superheroes. There's no capes on. You know, we're out there scrambling. The only thing that we may have on anybody else is a little bit more experience doing things more often and maybe more tenure in the deal. That makes sense, you know, in this business. So anyhow, that's what I got, Dana, on the front end of this thing. I know you have a really awesome guest, so I'm going to let you kind of take over, bring her on, and listen to some of that magic of what she has to share.
Awesome. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. You inspired us all. If you guys really loved what he said, give him some love in the chat. I really related to everything you said. It's time to paddle. I'm ready to paddle. We have been paddling, but I'm ready to paddle harder. And I want all of you that won so big in April to win, to keep it going. And then I want all of you that watched, like maybe were on the fence or maybe weren't enrolled yet and like came in on the front end and heard all of the fireworks going off in our group at the end of the month. Now it seems like it's your turn too, to make that first initial business story and be able to tell that story from, you know, now until forever. So I'm going to bring on a really good friend of mine, an incredible leader. I've built it big with her in network marketing in the past and doing it again now. And she's going to give us some of her wisdom. Like, this girl has been through it all in network marketing, and she knows exactly how to build a large team. She knows the power of events. She understands the start of the month, how important that is, and helping people map out their month, and then also helping people really kind of run for their goals. So Tyler Vaughn, are you on?
I am.
There she is. Okay, good. So, Tyler, I'm so excited you're here. So thank you, girlfriend, for sharing your wisdom with us tonight. You look gorgeous. We actually did maternity photos. Tyler did maternity photos earlier, so you guys will get to see those soon. But okay, so first of all, congratulations on your incredible month of April. You rocked it out. And you've rocked it out every day since you joined MDC. You just had a really explosive month of April, and I know that you're planning to further it in May. So why don't you tell us kind of what your thoughts are as far as the momentum we've already gotten so far going on our team, and what your plan is to keep it going for your team in May.
Hey, okay, awesome. So April was amazing. Wow. And we have the momentum. So like if there's one thing that's important about momentum is you can't sleep on it, because you gotta work it while it's there. So the momentum of April really excited me, and I'm gonna be kind of using my story from April to help me build in May. So for me specifically, I was actually taking like a hiatus. I worked 0 hours in April, but I worked my butt off in the first couple of weeks of January and the first couple of weeks of February. And then I took a little bit of a hiatus just to deal with my pregnancy, and my team blew up. And so that's a really powerful story, because when people are getting into network marketing, they are typically attracted to the residual income. And that just showed the power of a business model like this, where, you know, not only did I maintain the hard work that I put in, but my team grew while I sat back and took care of what was most important to me that month. So, definitely going to be sharing that story. As far as beginning of the month, the best thing that I can say is be consistent from the beginning. Start telling a really good story. Like I'm going to be sharing my story about April and kind of my vision. And then I'm going to be giving a call to action so that I can plug people into everything that we have available this month. So I'll probably tell a story about April and how, you know, I took a month off for my pregnancy, talk about how the CBD helped me through postpartum anxiety and the craziness of the highs and lows of being pregnant in a pandemic, kind of talk about how the products helped me and how this business model afforded me to take that time and still make an income, and that it actually grew. And then I'm going to be giving a call to action in a sense on social media after I tell that heart. Yes or no, right? And I'll give them probably 2 pretty positive options. And then every week, I'm going to be finding a way to share more stories on social media and always give a call to action. Why I like call to actions is because I'm definitely going to be reaching out to people on my end, and that's something that I suggest everybody make a decision right now for the month. What is your daily reach out number, and then stick to that. But then while you're sharing on social media, do it with the strategy of giving call to actions, okay? Because somebody might read a post that you make and it speaks to them, but maybe they're not ready to send you a message and say, hey, can I learn more about this? And maybe you haven't thought to reach out to that person. But if you give a call to action about, you know, drop something if this speaks to you, or say you did it in stories and you actually left a poll for them to choose yes or no for more information, they are way more likely to engage on that post, and then you know that's your person. So handle your reach outs, but as you're showing up on social media, consistently give call to actions for those people to let you know, yeah, I'm listening. I think I would like some more information about that. Okay, so that is my plan, as well as connecting with everybody on my team. So I don't know what number we're on. I think we're on number but drop a 5 or a 6, whatever number we're on, in the comments if you added team members to your team this last month that need to get started. You want to make sure that you are good. I think we're on 5. You want to make sure that you are connecting with them for the beginning of the month if you haven't already, and finding out what their goal is so that you know how you can support them. And then I would take it one step further. If you have a couple people on your team, or if you can plug in to, say, your upline's smaller Facebook Messenger feed or group message. This is something I think everybody should have. We obviously have our team page, but you or your upline are going to have a Telegram or a Facebook. This isn't where everybody's on. It's just a smaller group, and have everybody publicly declare what their goals are. There's 2 reasons for this. One is because it helps hold them accountable. They've declared it. It puts more power in manifesting that out into the universe. But the other thing is then you can celebrate every small win for them, and their teammates, their cross lines, their downline, and their upline are helping hold them accountable and cheering them on for every step of the way. So it's your job as a leader, if you have team members under you, to make sure that you are celebrating every small win through the month to keep people motivated and feeling really good about the action steps that they're taking, and their peers are seeing it. And that's really going to appeal to anybody that has a little bit of friendly competition in them. Okay. Let's see, what else? What other notes do I have? Aside from that, yes, we definitely want to hype up and hold everybody accountable. Plug into your team Mastermind. Dana and Dave are doing them for all the different sections of the team. So if you haven't already had yours, make sure you are on that so you know what your plan is for the month and how much BB you need every day to get there. And then the last note I have for starting out the month and just like staying consistent and really helping that duplication process is do not get into management mode. So you signed a couple of brand partners last month. You are not their manager. You are not their boss. You are their cheerleader, and you are their tour guide. Show them how to plug into the system and use the tools that we have. They're working. Do you see the duplication coming out of Dave and Dana? Get on that, okay? So no management mode, so you can stay on top of your personal momentum and not get overwhelmed and be able to keep up with the amount of reach outs you want to do, and plug everybody into the system. Make sure that you know, if you don't already know, what tools we have available. Ask your upline what Zooms are best for what, so that they can plug into the Saturday and know how to get started. Make sure they're on Monday so they can catch the vibe of the team and get these golden nuggets. Make sure that they are 100% taking advantage of the business opportunity showcases that our teams are doing, because that is how you blow up your team and you don't lose your personal momentum. All right. Other than that, corporate puts out amazing tools, and we should all be using them because it makes our life so much easier, and it just shows everybody what to do. Get that well-oiled machine going. And that is my plan for the month. And that's all I got for tonight.
I love it. I love it. So before you go, Tyler, last thing I'm going to say, I loved what you said earlier on your team mastermind about being loud and proud on social media. Can you just please tell that concept right before you go? First of all, everyone, let's be grateful to Tyler because she never gets out of the house. She has her beautiful maternity photos. Her husband takes her on a date, and she's doing the team mastermind during their date. So first of all, we love you and thank you. We know that background noise is just where you were, but we love you and we're grateful that you're here. So I just want that concept that you were explaining about some people hide what they're doing. But what you've noticed in following top leaders in network marketing and what you're going to do.
Okay, hopefully the background noise wasn't too bad. I tried to run away a little bit. All right, so we had a question on our team mastermind today about, do I stick to curiosity marketing and not tell them my company, not tell them the name of the product, or do I go loud and proud? And I am team loud and proud all the way. And this is why. I think that curiosity marketing has a time and place. And I think that that's definitely should be part of what we should be doing. But I think that was like way more 2017, 2018. What's happened since then is we've all caught onto it. So when we see somebody doing curiosity marketing, and then people ask them about it, and they go in the comments and they say, I just sent you a DM, girl, and you can't tell what it is. Psychologically, I think we all eye roll. We're like, she's selling, right? So why wouldn't we sell with posture and not just post a picture of an ad that our corporate put out, okay? Because when people see that in their psyche, they're like, sales, she's totally selling to me. She's just posting an ad. But if you are loud and proud about your opportunity and your products, and you can talk about the name of your company, your opportunity, your experience in the form of a story, of a testimony of yours or somebody that you've helped, then people are going to accept that a lot different. So I want you to think of when you're sharing on social media or out and about, think of some people that you have examples of in your mind right now. And I guarantee everybody can think of somebody who has joined a network marketing and they're very timid and they got really weird and they went to talk about their product or they did an unboxing and you were like cringing for them because they were so uncomfortable. Okay. And, or maybe they're only doing curiosity marketing. They're scared to even say that they're doing network marketing or partnered with a company and you can't quite figure out what they're doing. Now I want you to think of that entrepreneur friend who proudly talks about their opportunity and success and testimonies, and they're always sharing value and stories. All right. You have a totally different respect for them and how you perceive. You know, they're selling to you. You know, they're talking about their opportunity or their products, but you have a totally different perception of what they're doing. So I would encourage you to show up how you want to be perceived. So maybe if you can't not be weird yet, maybe curiosity marketing is your thing. Maybe if you can't not be weird, don't be loud and proud. But I encourage all of you to just own it because we have something we can be so proud of. And I've been studying top network marketers and all other companies and the ones I'm most attracted to and the ones that I see getting to the top of their comp plan in a year and a half, the top of their comp plan within 2 years. They have created a movement of being really proud of their opportunity and their products, and people want to be a part of that. And that's the type of culture I'm trying to create. And I think that we have everything to be proud of. So let's just posture up, do it so professionally and confidently, and let people know that they want to be with My Daily Choice and they need more CBD in their life.
Yes. They what you actually said was y'all need Jesus and CBD.
Yeah, y'all need more Jesus and CBD. Thanks guys so much.
Thank you, Tyler, for all you did. Everyone was just freaking out. They just loved it. Thank you so much, Tyler. Thank you, Jason, for sharing her with us. Thank you, Jason. Love you. Bye, girl. That was awesome. That was perfect. Okay, so I want you guys to comment a 6 if you're team loud and proud. So I can honestly say I've made a shift. I've been a lot more loud and proud in this company than I have in any other company. I followed the top leaders of this company. And I have more people messaging me asking for my links than I ever have before in my whole career. So I was against it before, but I'm happy I didn't. And I've also listened to Tyler. She's basically my social media coach too. And I always ask her and she says, no, like the people in this company are rocking it. The people in this company are rocking. So study people that are successful and just take little things that they do and see how you would be good at that, right? Because it has to be authentically you. Find what fits in your brand or the best version of you that your people on social media come to you for, and then do it loud and proud. That's my best advice. If we're going to paddle really hard here in May, if we're going to paddle and we're going to paddle harder than we've ever paddled in our life, not only are we going to paddle hard, we're going to help our team members paddle hard. We're going to help them because the number one reason most people don't have success is because they're not told how to. They're not given the roadmap on how to succeed in the comp plan or the company that they're in. Most people don't go fast because they're not told to go fast. And so at this point, we have a whole team full of business stories. How many of you guys have a business story on here? I want to see some hands up. Did you guys create a business story in April? Is there anyone on here that would like to just unmute and tell me an example of your 30-second or 60-second business story? What you say to prospects from what happened in April. And then I'll give you an example of mine. Sorry for putting you on the spot. Anyone brave? Do we have anyone brave here?
Jen Hoyle.
Oh, Jen will do it. Good girl.
I'll do it.
Yes. Thanks, sister. Okay. Yeah. So you're talking to me. I'm really interested in that CBD you keep talking about. And I want to come visit in your hot tub too. Let's be real. And so I'm writing you, Jen, tell me about that CBD. And then you're going to try to switch it around to the business. And so you're going to be like, Dana, the CBD is great, but what's really awesome is the business story. You got to hear what happened to me and my team in April. So now what do you say?
I've never been given an opportunity like this. And what started out with me trying the oil for my depression, for my spinal stenosis in my back, has been really the greatest gift. And what I've been telling people is, if you go back 10, 12 years with and this is like really important, I think, for people to hear, but 10 to 12 years ago, a little thing like essential oils, they're named essential oils, really started to gain popularity. And it was like a huge trend. And I remember being offered that opportunity before, and I didn't take it. And now CBD is growing at like exponential numbers, and it's just really taking off. And it's really becoming a staple in everybody's house, like essential oils. And now is the time. Jump on, don't kick yourself, because you're going to be 10 years down the line thinking, hey, we should have done that.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even know that about essential oils.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
doTERRA started 12 years ago. And I've had even like Milena, who was one of my 1K girls this last month, she was given the opportunity to join Young Living when it started, and she didn't. And she does not want to miss that. And so last month was her first month,
Smart.
1K. She's like, I'm doing this. And it's true what you said, like, I'm being loud and proud, big time, loud and proud. And people do respect that. I took so many great notes, by the way, from Tyler. She's amazing. But just keep putting it out there, guys. And I'm following a lot of you on social media, and you guys are all, you do it, and we're all doing it, and it's working. It is working big time. And Milena's loud and proud. It's working for her. And this is the only company she's ever been successful at. And this is month one. So it's so exciting.
Oh my goodness. So if I heard that, well, also what would you say as far as your business story, as far as what you and your team accomplished in April?
Well, we were 10K, 10K first month, which is so exciting. 61 new team members and customers. And that's just sharing, just put it out there. And, like I said, when I compare it to talk to people about those trends in business, because they want to hear them. And if you come at them of a place, from a place from your heart, and tell them, I could not live with myself if I didn't offer you the opportunity. Like, truly, like, I would not be a good friend or a good family member if I did not offer this opportunity to you. And you're going to have people say no, but you know what? You're going to have a lot of people saying yes too.
I love it.
What I'm finding, I don't have enough time in the day, honestly.
Yeah.
I want more time. And that's when you have momentum. And it's everybody, like everybody in this business. It's exciting.
It's so exciting. Yeah, it is so exciting. Everyone created their own success story. So if you guys are thinking about whittling it down, what are the main key points? How was it before? What was the moment you decided to really go for it? And then how is it now? How is it before? What changed? What was that instant that changed? And then how is it now? So it's, I was offered this opportunity with the number one CBD company in the world. I wasn't really looking for an opportunity. I'm kind of thinking of Dr. Tracy right now, her story. I wasn't really looking for an opportunity. Do you want to say it, Dr. Tracy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. My kids did not fall asleep before this call, so they're loud and wild next to me. But I was not looking for an opportunity. I happened to meet Dana at a social media marketing event in October, followed her on Instagram, could see she was doing something different. And I reached out and I said, hey, what's your new thing you're doing? Just out of curiosity. And she sent me the pre-enrollee link. And after I watched it, it's almost like I got these chills through my body. Like, I want to be part of this. So it literally was like a yes before I thought about it. And I've been in network marketing for 10 years, handful of different companies, always thinking this is the one, you know, but I've never been handed the how, you know. I feel like I created a goal for myself last month. I surpassed it, and I've just been following everything you've been saying to do. I've been showing up for the calls, and I have a different momentum because I've been given different tools, I think. So, I mean, I'm definitely still in learning mode, but I feel like I am really loving it. It doesn't feel like I have to learn it. It's like, oh, I want to learn this. This is exciting at work, you know?
Oh my goodness. I love it. Yeah. It was like, for whatever reason, when I started telling the story, I was just telling your story, but last month you had your highest BV month ever in your 10 years in network marketing, which is just something incredible to say. You know, like when you'll be able to tell that business story now for years. And so I really want you guys to craft your business story. Really think about what was the best part. If you have no business story, like Dave said, I really want you to think about what you do in May is going to create that business story. You want to create it. If you don't have it, create it now. Start paddling fast and create it now, because you want to be able to have something to tell every single person. I did a few team masterminds today, and the number one thing a lot of the newer people said, and some of you guys might feel this way, was I'm more comfortable with the products. I'm more comfortable just getting customers. And I was always that way too. You know, it's easy, sometimes easier to get customers. Focus on the customers. Your customers can be your biggest, team members, right? But always tell that business story too, because you just never, ever, ever know the financial situation that someone's in. No matter how successful they are, on the outside, when I was first approached with network marketing, a lot of people would have said, she's a successful doctor. I had 3 clinic locations. It seemed like I had it all, but I was drowning in overhead and I had no time freedom with my 2 toddlers, right? And so when someone offered me a lifeline that is this industry, I heard, have you ever thought about building a residual income? And that was the instant it changed for me. And when it changed for me, it made me start envisioning a life where I had time freedom. And so if you have the power to tell your story, when people hear your story, they're not thinking about you. It actually is a connection in their brain to something that gives them an emotional tie, an emotional tug on their heartstrings. So when you're telling a story, people think about themselves or how it relates to their life. That's just how the human brain is wired. So if you really want your customers and your prospects to really think about the business as an option, help plant that vision in their mind. Help plant that vision in their mind of what it could be for them, how it could change their life. And that's where you're going to have people going all in. When you help it, make it about them and make them have that heart connection, they're going to go all in after that. And you heard Tyler, team loud and proud. This team is pretty incredible. We have a lot to be proud of with this team. We really need to be bragging about being the fastest team in the company right now. That's pretty awesome. So Dave, I want you to come back in. Thank you, Jen, for giving your business story. I appreciate you letting me put you on the spot. Thank you, Dr. Tracy, for that too. I love it because it's authentic and real. And the fact is, people need to hear our passion, our excitement, they need to hear that raw emotion. So as much as you can, do voice message when you're talking to people on Messenger or text. Get them on the phone. Let them hear your excitement. Let them hear your passion. And let them hear why you're doing it for them, why you want to give them this opportunity. I thought of you because you have those little kids running around and you never get to be home with them. And I know that's hard for you as a mama. I thought of you because you're a holistic practitioner. I thought you'd probably like a little bit more income in your office to help pay for the overhead. I thought of you because of this. I thought, it's always about them more than anything. All right, Dave.
That was great. This has been fantastic. Everybody that shared, I think, was spot on. Hopefully you guys are getting some value from this. We do this for those of you who are brand new, we do this every Monday night, usually about 45 minutes in length. Maybe it goes to an hour if we got some momentum on it, but I hope you got some value out of it. The thing I want to just reiterate as we close this out is this. I love the loud and proud because I've gone 27 years with never posting anything about a product or an opportunity on anything. 27 years. True story. And I'm just starting to kind of set myself over the edge and, it's like, put more than my toe in the water per se. And if you're consistent with it, just like everything else, it does create engagement, which ultimately creates conversation, which can lead you to great conversations and ultimately enrollments, referrals, whatever it may be. So I love that concept. Some of the things that we're going to be doing to really just take it up a notch. Last night, many of you may have been on the business overview that we did. We're not going to have a consistent flow of these. We will do them for particular groups that have a lot of people or create momentum. We'll occasionally have one that will open up. But here's what we're going to do. We tested it out last night with going on Facebook. So nobody really knew about it, but we used the Zoom and we posted to Facebook and it got a decent amount of engagement. It didn't get a lot of shares, mind you, because we didn't really guide people how to do and what to do. But what Dana and I kind of realized over the weekend, we looked at some of the 500Ks and super affiliates that we've kind of watched over the months, and we kind of figured out what they're doing. And they're just being loud and proud. It's really nice. So this is just another form of doing this. And we'll talk about that because we're going to engage in that. And I just, we've had 90 people consistently on here. Could you imagine, 90, 100 people each going to a very well orchestrated business overview and sharing that, how viral we could get it, and so we're talking about how to improve that. We're talking about how to improve our messaging, incorporating other people and so on and so forth. So just expect that in the future because I think it's going to play a big role in advancing the business, not only domestically, but quite frankly, globally. The other thing I want to talk about is if you're not a member of the CBD Lounge, this is another thing that's just kind of, sometimes you're so busy doing things that in other words, you're so deep in the woods, you can't see through the trees sometimes. And to some degree, that's where I've been over the first 100 days. You're kind of focused, but I can see something really materializing. And I just want to tip my cap to those of you who are posting in that group. If you're not part of that Facebook group, it's called the CBD Lounge. Please get added to it because there's this concept called ATM, add, tag, and message. And it's a very, very, very effective, prospecting approach that have been used in the past. But in order for it to be really effective, we need to understand that facts tell and stories sell. So what this group really needs is your stories, your customer stories, any stories you come about when it comes to product. Not about the opportunity, right? But we want to be chock full of stories. So if you're having an amazing, luxurious feel to your hair because of the hair care line, then post it. Do a shot of yourself, get it all dialed up, take a picture, and just throw it in there. Be proud, be loud and proud. Okay. If your dog, okay, is a total manic, not all the dog, and all of a sudden you gave a CBD and the dog's all of a sudden chilled and he's not barking, he's not tripping on the mailman, something like that. Write that story. okay? If you or anybody you know, and I'm sure if you go out and talk to enough people about CBD, are getting a relaxed, like anti-anxiety dose of like goodness, tell that story, okay? And get engaged in there. And then when that thing starts filling up, I think it's gonna play a very significant role, not only for just throwing people in the loop that you're talking to, because again, many of you speak to, lead with the product in some degree. But when you put people in there and you do it properly, when you invite people properly, and when they accept, and you tag them properly, okay, to proper stories, and then it gives you the position to follow up, okay. But in the end, they're in there, and it's just like anything else. It's kind of like, I always tell a story about like back in the day, like when I first started network marketing, there wasn't an internet. There really wasn't. I mean, it was in existence, but there were no websites. There was no Facebook, clearly. But if we wanted to build a business, we had to go down to the local Hilton. And I walked into some Hiltons in my day where there were 400 or 500 people there. And it was like, whoa, like people would walk in and be like, something's going on, right? And then I've also walked into a Hilton, and it was me presenting to 3 or 4 distributors. I've been there, okay? It's not as sexy. It's not that fun. It's literally drives you insane. But there's no excitement. And so even if there was that one guest, you just find yourself talking to that one. If you do this properly, it's just the power of technology, guys, is immense. The power of energy is really immense. Okay, so whether it's ATMing, whether it's on the road shows that Josh has been doing, whether it's on our Monday Mastermind or our weekend, it's the power of the people, guys. It's the power of the people. So the CBD Lounge. And then the last thing I'll mention, Dana, and I'll just let you kind of sum it up with everything you may have, is look, like we said in the beginning, you either want to advance your story from April or create one in May. It doesn't matter which one it is. If you're brand new, the only thing you should be thinking about is, A, keep this thing simple. Don't overanalyze it, right? It's about the power of 4. Go get 2 on your left, 2 on your right, get more than your money back, create that little story, get that belief check, right? Or help somebody do that, right? And get part of the bonus pool. I can't wait to see Jen Hoyle's bonus pool. She got like 20 enrollments, which is like 5 shares, double rank, which is like another 6 shares or something like that. I think it is 6. You got like 11. I mean, it's gonna be like close to $1,000.
I'm excited.
Like in addition to the Jumpstart bonuses, of which, could you imagine if she came in as a director? Because you're on your 3rd and 4th level, right, Jen?
Yes, at least, I think.
At least.
Yeah. I think I'm way deeper than 4.
You probably are. And when you build this right, guys, you will go beyond that. Friends don't let friends get paid less than 50% in 4 levels. I hope it's done. This is just straight up model what you want to duplicate. Okay. So with that said, this has been a great mastermind. A lot of good stuff.
It's been good.
Appreciate every one of you. And let's just dig deep. Listen, you're always going to hear me say this. If you're not having fun, what's the point? Okay. So have your belief in the right frame of mind. Put a smile on your face before you pick up the phone and call somebody. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever tried this before, but I'm telling you, if you smile, like if you put it's kind of weird, but like if you go and do your first couple calls in the bathroom in front of the mirror, and you like force yourself like, hey, Dave, what's up? Hey, how you doing, man? And you're just like, you're like smiling the whole way through. You really come across better, more powerful. People feel it. Again, but where they don't feel, and I don't know about this, but I find it hard to believe, but if you're texting somebody smiling, I don't think they feel that the same way. Like maybe it's like, but I don't think they feel it. So I'm not saying we're not in a texting society. I'm not saying we're not messaging people. What I am saying is take it offline. Go belly to belly. Pick up, say, hey, how the hell are you? Like reach out to somebody. The first thing we all should be saying, first thing I'm saying to anybody I'm reaching out to is, how are you? What's up? Pretty crazy freaking world. Are you okay? Like that's like you'll get people telling you exactly where they're at. And I'm telling you, a lot of people will be like, like, this is crazy. I get it. Yeah, the kids, homeschooling, this, that. I mean, like, it's good, but it'll offer you the opportunity to reach out in a more natural way about what you have to offer, whether you're talking about the product or the business or your community or what you can do, whatever it may be. So that's all I got, Dana, for tonight. It's been an amazing day, an amazing call. Appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah, today's been a good day. Love you guys all. I'm going to unmute. You can all say good night. Hold on. There you go.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
As always.
Everybody have a blessed day.
I'm wrapping up right
Great,
now.
thanks.
Guys.
Bye. Love you all.
Everybody,
Love
thank
you.
you for the great call.
Oh, I like your color.
Good night, everybody.
Love you
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Hi, I'm putting on new
Ciao. Bye, guys. Bye, Catherine. Good to see you. Hi, Damien.
Thank you.
Janet. Good.
Thanks, Dana.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
David.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Hi, Anthony. Happy you're feeling better.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Good to feel better.
Yes.
I
Hey, guys.
Great meeting tonight.
Oh, that is Dr.
Awesome. Hey, Troy. See you got on.
Here. I mean, I saw you.
Bye, Adelita.
But